Hi everyone, it's Nicolette here from Journey and Daughters in Remuera in Auckland, your home of premium chalk paint and furniture decor. So last Sunday I jumped on here and talked about different decoupage papers and went through the different ones that we sell and the different ones that we use and how to prepare them. And today I thought I would jump on and talk about different decoupage mediums that you can use to glue your papers down, and then show you kind of how I do it with some mulberry paper. So firstly, I thought I'd go through the different types of glues or mediums that I use, and just so you know, I am back at home. I just finished our last blueprint workshop for the year, which was lots of fun and got paint all over me. But yes, I'm at home in front of the couch again. So we've got 3 different types of mediums that we use in store. So your basic one is a PVA glue, which we do sell. And often when you use PVA, I would recommend adding a little bit of water to it. So decanting it into a bowl, or if you're down to like half, adding some water just to thin it out, so that you don't end up with, when you paint it on, you don't paint it on too thick and end up with lots of waves or bubbles. Also, I can't quite read the screen like last week, so if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments and I will answer them later. And I'll save this video as well. So that's one of the ones I use, PVA glue. We also have these rice paper glues. Sorry, it's a bit hard to see with the light. This is the larger size, and they also come slightly smaller. These are really good consistency. You don't have to do anything with them. Again, paint it in a thin coat, which I'm going to go over when I do it. And these dry matte, so these are really good to use. And the other one is our lacquers. So our lacquers come in matte, satin and gloss. They're the Artisan Company lacquers. They're really nice to use as they're nice and thin, and then when you go and do your top coats, you're already sealing it and providing a really hard surface. I really love using these with the mulberry papers, which is what I'm going to do today. Cool, so I have one of these little boards. Last time I showed you one that was finished, but we're going to do the top with the mulberry paper. So this is 1/2 of the mulberry paper. This is the bottom, and there is another sheet. And I am going to pop it on, and I will do this, sorry, trying to see how you can see. Pop it on like this, and then this little bit up here I will do with the other sheet. Probably off camera because it's a little bit harder to use. So last time I talked about prep and having it as a nice light base colour, so that your decoupage papers, whether it's tissue, mulberry, the mint decoupage papers, whatever we've got, the rice papers, so that the colours really pop. Especially good on something like this, as you can see, it's quite light, and this way you're not going to lose all those colours. This is actually the floral parchment mulberry paper that we have. Cool. So I personally don't want to put these edges on. I don't know if you can tell, maybe if you pull it up. See, it's quite dark because it's only going to be on the 2 sides. So I'm just going to have a little bit of an overhang of it. Now with the lacquer, and I forgot to bring home my can opener, but it's much easier with can opener, and I kind of opened it before. You want to give it a really, really good stir when you first open it. So I did that just before, but yeah, like paint, like everything, all the good stuff settles down to the bottom. So give it a really good stir. Now, with lacquers and glues, I like using a flat brush, and I kind of mainly only use this brush for this purpose, because it does kind of make it a little bit stiffer, although it does clean out really well with the olive soap, because I forgot to clean it one day and it all came out really nicely. I'm just going to move my paper off. So what you want to do is brush your medium, whether it's the glue, it's all the same concept. You want to put it all over, making sure to go right to all the ends and the edges, otherwise it'll end up pulling up. So brush quite a bit on, brush up higher than where you think the paper is going to go, again, so it all fits on nicely, all sticks down. So there we go. So I'll just pop that to the side, and then get your paper. So the mulberry papers are really easy to use, as talked about, they're nice and thick, which gives you a little bit more play. So you want to place it on and then smooth it out. Now, one thing actually I just forgot to bring with me, because I knew I was doing the mulberry paper, is if you're using, say, a tissue paper or the mint papers, to get a wad of Glad wrap, because they're a bit more delicate. If you used your hands to smooth it out, you're probably going to tear them, especially with your napkins. So get your your Glad wrap, and you can use that to smooth out any bubbles. So I'm just pushing it right to all the edges to make sure it's all on there and stuck down. And now I'm just going to leave that to dry, and then come along, I'll put the next part up here, and I will do another coat of my lacquer or my medium once it's dry, just to get it really stuck down. And then that's really it for gluing, and this is the same for all the different ones that you're doing. So just make sure, I suppose my biggest tips are, whichever medium you're using, make sure that it's not too thick so that you can get a thin coat, to brush it right out so that you are brushing around, or more space, I suppose, than what your decoupage paper is going to take up, and then to lay it on gently, and to use your Glad wrap to get all the air bubbles out. Obviously the mulberry papers are thick, they're more like a fabric, so you don't quite need to do that part, and then to make sure it's sealed in. So next Sunday I'm going to come back and I'll show you how to remove the edges nicely, and I'm actually going to do another piece, and I'm going to talk about blending in with paint, because that's quite a big thing as well. These cover up the whole piece, so it's actually quite nice and simple to do, but often you'll have gaps, or say maybe around like the edges here, you might want to blend them in. So I'm going to talk about that with painting next week. If you have any questions though, please just ask in the comments and I'll get back to you, or email me, or come in and visit me in our shop. I am going to save this video, and then I am going to put it up as another blog post. So last week's video is already up as a blog post with all the information written as well, so that you can see it all. And I hope you have a really nice afternoon. It's really hot and sunny here, and I'm looking forward to getting outside. Thank you. Bye.